Comfortable position. Oh, that's new. All right. You heard the warning that we are being recorded, but really all that's being recorded is me. So find a comfortable seated position if you want to grab a blanket or something to sit upon to start to alleviate a little bit of pressure from the hips. Feel free to do that. You want to just sit flat on the floor. If you're not comfortable with those legs crossed, you can always extend them out in front of you. Just take a second to find a place to settle in to our morning, settle right onto the floor or your yoga mat or whatever you're on. Just begin to slow down that breath, just deepening and lengthening each breath as you inhale. Try and just take it a little bit longer. And as you exhale, try and make it just a little bit longer. As we take that inhalation, that exhalation a little bit longer, try and make it a little bit deeper. Try and make it go a little bit deeper down into the belly. Try and make that breath go a little bit deeper into that body. If you are familiar with a traditional yoga breathing called Ujjayi breathing, in through the nose, out through the nose, you can work with that. But if you're not comfortable coming in and out of the nose, you can always breathe through the mouth as well. Next time you take a nice deep breath as you inhale, lifting up from the top of the head. As you exhale, lower that chin to your chest. And then gently begin rocking that head outside to side, right ear, right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder, and a half neck circle with that chin passing through center each time. Just taking that head and rocking it outside to side. When you're ready, we're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder. We're going to hold it here. We're going to press the left shoulder down the way. Just create some space to the side of the neck. Open up as best as we can. Keep the chin lifted and back and hold it here. And then we're just going to turn that chin, tilt it down a little bit towards that right shoulder. You're going to lift that chin back up, relax that left shoulder, and then rock that head out a couple times, side to side, left, right, left. And when you're ready to take the left ear to the left shoulder, we're going to hold it there. We're going to press that right shoulder down away. Again, just creating some space to the side of the neck. And for now, keeping the chin lifted and back. And then again, turning that chin down towards that left shoulder. Just lifting that chin back up, returning it back to where it was. Relax that shoulder, and again, a couple more times, just rock that head out side to side. And then we're going to bring that chin down towards your chest and just stretch the back of the neck. And all the while, just letting the head be enough weight to create that stretch. And then from here, as we inhale, we're going to lift that chin up off the chest and take the arms down by our side. We're going to inhale the arms up, and we're going to exhale and fold forward. Seated forward fold, head, chest, and body coming as far forward as you can go. Letting those hips open up, letting your body just come forward to wherever it will allow at the moment. And from here, nice deep inhale, tight core, flat back. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves all the way up. And let's take those legs out from underneath us. Let's extend those legs all the way. If you've got blankets or props underneath, you can go ahead and remove those. And let's just extend those legs. And let's just inhale up and exhale and fold forward. Seated forward fold again, but now just a different variation with that lower body as those legs are extended. Just holding it here, settling in over those legs best as you can. Now feeling a stretch through the hamstrings as well as that back. And then from here, nice deep breath. breath again as you tighten up that belly, lift that head up and bring that spine up all together. Let's come up onto our hands and knees, or some cat-cows, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath those hips. About shoulder width and about hip distance. Put those fingers wide. Place those feet and those legs behind those knees and bring that chin into your chest as we come into cat. As you come here, take those shoulder blades, try and pull them apart. Just holding it here, just breathing a couple breaths in your cat. Tucking that chin in, rounding that back. And then reversing that curl, lifting that tailbone up behind you, squeezing those shoulder blades together, making our way into our cow pose. Here, keeping that breath moving, but keeping that belly tight, so we're not forgetting about the front of the body, not forgetting about those abdominals. And then moving through cat, moving through cow. Inhale, exhale, round reverse. One more time each way. And then we're going to make our way into a neutral spine. So whatever a flat back would be for you. So letting that back relax, but keeping that belly pulled in still tight. As we thread the needle, we're going to start with the right arm reaching out long to the right. And then we're going to thread that right arm all the way underneath the left till we're come down and rest on the side of the head. And that right arm is threaded through with that palm up. And that left hand can stay here beside your head to help support your neck if you need it. If you want to take that left arm somewhere else for another stretch, you can take that left arm up. You can drape it behind your back. You can reach up. You can even take that arm down, palm down, fingers forward, just depending on where you're going for a stretch. But primarily make sure you're getting a stretch out of the right arm. And then if you want to incorporate the left arm, feel free. Just holding it here, hips are lifted still. Taking that stretch through the shoulder. If the left arm's anywhere else but beside your head, bring it back right beside your head. Use that to push in to that hand, and then taking that arm and just reaching up the opposite direction. And then we're going to take that hand down, a couple cat-cows here, and then we'll go to the other side. So round reverse. Inhale, exhale. And when you're ready, back to that neutral spine, and then that left arm reaches out long, and then that left arm is going to come underneath the right, and again all the way through, palm facing up until you come down, resting on the side of the head, coming down, holding it here. Just taking a couple more nice deep breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. And if that right arm's gone anywhere else, bring it back beside your head. And let's go ahead and bring ourselves up on thread. And just go ahead and take a nice long reach in the opposite direction. And then from here, bringing that hand down, back to our cat, back to our cow, round reverse. Inhale, exhale. One more time each way. And then we're going to make our way back to that neutral spine. And right here, we're going to curl those toes. And we're going to lift those knees, so we're just hovering right above the ground. So pull that belly in nice and tight, just warming up that belly, that back, that buttocks, that core. So just pull it in, knees again, just hovering just slightly right above the ground. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to come to our knees and scoop those hands a little further forward. Come to our downward facing dog. Curl your toes, lift your hips, and push back into those heels, coming into our down dog. And then as you get into your down dog, if it feels good, you can walk it out. Do whatever you need to settle into your down dog, feeling a stretch to the back side of the body, to those calves, pushing those heels back and down as best as you can, all the while lifting that tailbone up and pushing back down. Keep the head relaxed. If you need to, you can shake it up, do some yeses and some nos. And then we're going to look towards those hands, and we're just going to walk those feet up. So the hands come to a standing forward fold. Head, chest, and body come towards those legs, lengthening those hamstrings and drawing that body together. Also here too, feels good. You can walk it out. And ever settling into a forward fold. A nice deep breath And you just draw it all together as best as you can for a moment. And then inhale to a flat back. You take those hands to those shins, or keep those hands on the floor, drawing the crown of the head forward, pushing the hamstrings back. And then exhale, release back to that forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, head up, chest leads with a nice flat back. Up we come, all the way up to standing. Bring the hands up and down around. And then as we make our way into our tree pose, we're going to balance on that left leg first. Right foot, if you need help with balance, you can take a kickstand out wide. You can take a kickstand close. And you can take that foot up onto that shin. If you want to elevate it above that knee, you can, onto that thigh. If you want to help pick it up, you can. Just avoiding that knee joint. You want to be putting that foot onto that knee joint and putting pressure, because you're going to be pushing that right foot onto the inside of that left thigh, as well as grounding that weight down through that left leg. Standing up nice and tall, shoulders stacked over your hips. Trying to find something that's focal point that's not moving. And then from here, if you need more challenge, you can lift the arms up and circle them round. So if you're looking for more challenge, you can add some movement. And if you're looking for more challenge than that, you can also add some movement with that head. You can look up, you can look down. All right, and if you're not here, that's fine. If you need help with balance, you can find something hold on to. You can also hold your tree with the hands at your heart center. It's the easiest place to balance. You can also hold the arms up or out, just doing whatever you need to get a little bit of challenge for yourself. And then let's just bring the arms up and open up that tree. So let's just come to a hold. Just come to balance, come to hold. Lift and lengthen to the top of the head. Shoulders stacked over the hips. Taking that right knee, drawing it out and open through that hip. One more breath. And then we're going to bring the hands down. And then as we release that leg, let's cross it over the left. Right leg crosses over the left, both feet planted firmly on the ground. We're going to inhale up and we're going to exhale and fold forward. So a forward fold, just with the leg crossed over, making sure you get some stability before we fold forward. And then we're just going to walk the arms over, a little bit to the right. We're going to stretch to the outside of that left leg, that IT band. Then we're going to walk those hands back to center. Just holding here. Inhale, so flat back. And then exhale, release. Inhale, arms up to the side, head up, chest leads, nice flat back. Up we come, all the way up to standing and bringing the hands down around. And then release, uncross. And when you're ready, go into the other side. So now grounding that weight on that right leg. Left foot, again, anywhere except where that knee bends. We're going to pick it up, put it in on the inside of that thigh. Feel free. Push that foot into the inside of that thigh. Draw that left knee out, open. Stand up nice and tall. And then again, if you're up for a challenge, again, movement's going to add the most challenge. Move the arms, perhaps even moving the head if you wish, building some stability and some strength from that foot, that ankle joint, also that knee and that hip. So again, if you're not up for anything moving, just come to a place and hold. But if you need a little more challenge, also too, you can always close your eyes. And then we're going to get the arms up and open up that tree and just hold. And come to a nice static hold. Lift and lengthen. All the way through the top of the head. Lift and lengthen. All the way down to the bottom of the foot. And then let's bring those hands back down to our heart center. Let's release that leg. Let's cross it over. So again, before we fold forward, make sure you got a nice stable base. One leg cross over the other. When you're ready, inhale up and exhale and fold forward. And then this time we're going to walk the hands over a little bit to the left. So we're going to walk the hands over a little to the left, feeling again a stretch to the outside of that right leg. Outside of the leg from outside the knee to the outside of the hip. That's where that big band of muscles runs. And then we're going to walk ourselves back to center. And then we're going to inhale to that flat back. And then we're going to exhale and release. And then we're going to inhale, reverse one back, make our way up standing. Up we go. And we're going to bring the hands down and around. And then once we get there, uncross, give it a shake, give it a wiggle, whatever you need to do. And then we're going to make our way back down to the ground. So make sure you've got that room and that space on your mat. If you need to orient yourself differently, feel free. And then feet about shoulders width apart. And from here, nice deep breath. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. And then from here, place those hands down, walk or jump into a plank. Come to a nice strong plank with that belly pulled in tight, looking out over the end of those fingers. Resting on those toes, pull that belly in. One more breath. And then from here, we're going to slowly lower down as we chaturanga. Elbows brush by the side of your body, lifting up to your up dog, lifting up through the front of the body. Up to the tops of the thighs and the feet. And then to your down dog. Curl your toes, lift your hips, and push back into that downward facing dog. So coming into that down dog, pushing back, holding it here. Take a breath, take one more. And then we're gonna lift that right leg up behind us, nice and high, your down dog splits. We're gonna bend that knee and swing it forward, aim between the hands where we're aiming to get it. You can get there, pick it up, move it, and then onto that back knee. If you need a cushion, grab your blanket if you have one, or a towel, or a pillow. Release that when you're ready into a low lunge. So bring yourselves up in here. As we're here, not just placing that right foot on the ground underneath the knee, but you're okay if you're here, but if you can, walk that leg out a little bit more and really tuck that left hip under, getting a stretch through that left hip flexor as we come into our low lunge. Remember that knee placement over the knee over the foot, the ankle, great. Ankle in front of the knee, fine. You just don't want that ankle back behind that knee. From here, we're going to take those hands down on the inside of that right foot. And then if you can, you're going to walk yourself down onto those arms. If you can, and again, taking that stretch all the way through the front of that left leg. So getting yourself to a nice big stretch, getting that hip flexor stretched out. And then from here, let that right knee drop out to the side. So we're on the outside of the foot. So now even getting into that right hip as well. One more nice deep breath. And then once as we inhale, let's bring ourselves up. Let's go ahead and bring that foot flat. We're going to bring ourselves back up into our low lunge, bring ourselves up. And then from here, we're going to shoot the hips back just a little bit, straighten out that leg, and let's fold over that right leg. So now stretching that right hamstring. We're folding over. Now if you are having a hard time getting those hands down, if you have blocks or books that you could elevate and put your hands on, great. If you need more from here, from that right hamstring, you can point the toe. If you need even more than that, you can slide that left leg back into your splits. If you're not quite into the splits, you can always use the hands or blocks to help support. And just remember, it's about doing what works best for you. One more nice deep breath. And then from here, we're going to bring that weight back forward. We're going to take those hands down, curl that back toe, lift that hip up, and we're just going to stay here with those hands down. So I want you to make that left leg nice and long. And just lift through the top of the head, nice long back. And then from here, we're going to inhale and bring ourselves up into a high lunge. So now we've come up all the way, arms are reaching. We've elevated, bending into that knee again, ankle on top or underneath that knee or in front, just not behind. A couple more breaths right here, one more. And into our warrior two. Drop onto the inside of the back foot, open up the hips, open up the arms, and bend to that front knee. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, reach long through those arms. Let's come here into your warrior. That left hip is now opened up and turned out to the side. Coming here. Hey Jane, hi Isaiah. Hi Diego. Coming in, Diego. Yeah, toss it out and hold the blankie. All right, holding it here. One more breath. And then turn that right palm up and bring that left arm down, that left leg. Just coming into reverse warrior. Looking anywhere it's comfortable for that head and that neck. You can look down, you can look forward, you can look up. One more breath. And then let's cartwheel those hands down beside that right foot. Send that right leg back behind you to your down dog splits. Angle forward to a three-legged plank. Hold here, belly in, nice and tight. And then from here, slowly, release, lower down, up dog. And when you're ready, to your down dog. Coming into that down dog, holding here, pushing back. Take a second, regroup before we go to the other side. All right, let's lift that left leg up behind us, nice and high. Then bend the knees, swing it forward. Try to get it between the hands. When you get there, move it, wiggle it forward. Drop down onto that right knee to that low lunge. Then try to wiggle that left foot forward as we tuck that right hip under. Really stretch in front of the right hip. One more breath. And then from here, take those hands down. Again, on the inside of that left foot. And again, if you want to walk, move that left leg forward a little bit. If you can, come down. Up or down, go where you can. Let's let that left knee drop out to the side again a little bit. Walk down. If you get all the way onto your forearms, great. If you can even walk the arms up, get the forehead down into our child's arms and head. Feel free. Go where you need. Go where it works for you. Now feeling a stretch again through the left and the right hip. Just holding it here. Keep breathing. And from here, inhale. Let's walk ourselves back up. Place that foot back down. And then let's go ahead and bring ourselves up to that low lunge. Once again, hips come back a little bit, leg straightens, and we fold over it. Folding over that left leg. Again, if you need more, take what you need. Do what works. Okay. Happy kitty just a little bit ago, so I had to give him pills. He's like, baby, get out of my mouth. All right, made up, I see. All right, one more breath. And then from here, let's take that foot down, feet, hands beside that foot. Just elevate that right leg and just stay in here for a moment so we can really lengthen through that right hip as we lift it up before we go up into that high lunge. Here, as we inhale, again, sweep the arms up, lift the chest, get into that high lunge. And into your knees, both knees, we're bending on the ball of the back foot. One more breath. And then from here, warrior two. Drop down onto the inside of the back foot, open up the hip, open up the arms, squeeze between the shoulder blades, reach long, and hold it here. Take that right hip, now open it up, and into that left knee. Holding it here, breathe. And then that left palm comes up, right arm comes down, and just reaching up, reaching back. And your reverse warrior. And going wherever works for you. And again, head always where it's comfortable for your neck. If you've got issues with neck stability, just keep it neutral. One more breath. And then from here, cartwheeling those hands down beside that left leg. Send it back behind us, down both foots, forward to that plank. Hold, hold, hold. And then slowly lower down, chaturanga, up dog, your down dog. And coming into that down dog, holding it here, breathing. Looking towards those hands, walk or jump those feet to the hands. If you want to jump, you would bend into the knees, you would lift the hip, lift the legs, lift those legs forward, and come into that forward fold. And if you're jumping, make sure you try and make it quiet. Soft landing, as best as possible. And then inhale to that flat back. Again, pull the crown of the head forward, push the hamstrings back, and then release. And then inhale, arms out to the side, head up, chest leads, a nice flat back. Up we come to standing. All right, so we're gonna be moving through our warrior three a little bit, and then coming to hold your warrior three. So if you need help with balance, the easiest thing to do is to stand next to something, or you can hold on to, or a wall that you can put your hand on. But we're gonna start with that right knee. We're gonna lift that right knee up. And then we're gonna extend that right leg back with the arms forward. And then we're gonna sweep that knee up and sweep the arms up. So we're just gonna be coming from moving forward, arms forward, leg back. And then just one more time, and we're just gonna come and hold. So warrior three, lift and lengthen through that left leg. Again, if you need that help with balance, easiest thing, hold on to something and get your balance and try and get that body parallel to the floor. Get that head forward, hips to the shoulders, nice long line, palms in. And then let's move the arms back. Tuck the arms to the side. If you need more challenge, want more challenge, you can move the arms forward and back, slowly moving. You're not swinging fast, just creating a little momentum for challenge. And then hold your arms wherever you'd like, any place, doesn't matter which one. One more breath. And then let's release that leg and let's fold forward. So now we've come into a forward fold. Feels good, you can walk it out. Lengthen those hamstrings, give it a quick stretch. We go to the other side. And let's inhale to a flat back. And let's exhale, release. Inhale, thumbs up, head up, out we go. Standing, and bring the hands down. So on the left leg, again, bring that knee up to start. And then send those arms and that leg forward. Find your balance, and then when you're ready to stand back up, bring that knee with you. You can also touch that toe through center. Extend back. Just one more time. Lift it up. And then as we extend back, we're just gonna hold. So again, right leg's nice and long, reaching long with those arms forward, biceps tucked in by your ears. And then, again, if you want the challenge, arms back, arms forward, little movement. And then tucking your arms back at your side, palms in towards the body and fingers to the back. So hold here for just a moment. And then figure out where you're more comfortable with the arms forward or the arms back. Find where you want to just hold for 2 more breaths. Keep breathing, lengthen that right leg, lengthen that left leg, and then release it forward and fold. And then again to work out whenever you need to. And then just come and hold your forward fold. And then from here, hands down, walk or jump into a plank. Come to a nice strong plank. Pull that belly in. Take a few breaths here. If you need to plank on your knees, remember that's always an option. You can still get that core engaged when you're on your knees. Do what works. One more breath. And then from here, slowly, chaturanga. Release down to your up dog. And then to your down dog. We'll be making our way into pigeon next. If you can't, for some reason, get into pigeon face down, you can lie on your back and get yourself into a figure 4. And if you need help with that, I'll get you there in a moment. So if you are needing to go onto your backside to get to that figure 4, just wait here in a down dog. But everybody else, right leg lifts up behind you. And then we're gonna bring the right knee towards the right wrist and the right foot towards the left wrist. All right, so then as we come into our pigeon, we're gonna lengthen that left leg, uncurl that toe, and then we're just gonna walk ourselves down and rest that forehead. Or if you wanna put those arms one on top of the other and rest that head there. And if you were on your back side, here you can cross the right leg over the left. You can either grab the left hamstring and extend that leg, or you can grab the left shin and pull it in and do a reclining pigeon, okay? So you've got options. Lead to three variations. Easiest would be that leg extended up towards the sky. All right, if not, if you're in your pigeon here, let's just come here and hold. So taking some stretches through that right leg, that bent leg, maybe in the inner thigh, maybe still in the hip, maybe in the outer thigh, maybe in the quadricep, maybe even in the buttocks. And then even that left leg that is long, feeling stretched there. So just come here and hold. Pigeon is a very intense stretch that sometimes takes a little bit of time, maybe for those muscles to calm down and release. If you're not feeling anything in that right leg, maybe you're more flexible than you know. Ideal pigeon is with that leg at a 90-degree angle, bent from the knee, the hip to the knee to the foot. A lot of us will have less than that if we don't have that flexibility. But if you're feeling like you need more, just move that lower leg up closer towards the top of the mat. Just breathe. Couple more breaths right here. Probably one or two things have happened. You have either settled into your pigeon or you're like, okay, when the heck are we getting out of this? It either happens or sometimes it doesn't, right? All right, one more nice deep breath. And then that head comes up, and let's go ahead and walk those hands back. Both hands down, curl that left toe, send that right leg back behind you, and then just bend the knee and let the heel drop over to the left. So now opening that hip up the other way, giving it a little bit of a stretch. One more breath. And then bend that knee, angle forward, come to a plank, knee bent, slowly chaturanga, release that leg all the way, up dog, and when you're ready, to your top dog. And just a couple breaths here before we go to the other side. So if you were reclining, sorry, I could have just left you there laying in a stretch. You joined us, you can get back where you were before, but everybody else, left leg up, nice and high. Again, left knee, left wrist, and the left foot towards the right wrist. And if you need to move that lower leg forward, feel free. Lengthen out that right hip and that leg. If you're ready, come down and rest that forehead. So as we come here, again, remember we're going to be here for a little bit and getting some stretching through that left leg, maybe even that right leg. Breathe. If you are feeling a lot of tightness, a lot of frenetic energy going through that body, breathe. Even during your day, if you feel that frenetic energy and things start to spiral out of control, best thing to do is just stop what you're doing and just slow down that breath. Start to concentrate and focus on that breath. Inhale, exhale, and bring things back into focus. And again, if the stretches aren't coming in that left leg, again, try and get that lower leg closer up towards the top of the mat. Remember that those hip bones here are like headlights and they're both pointed forward. Okay, we're not rolled off to the left side with that right hip pointing out to the side. Both hips are still forward. If there's a lot of space between you and the ground, that's okay. It just depends. Everything's all right. Couple more breaths right here. And from here, slowly head up, walk the hands back in, bring yourself up, curl that right toe, left leg sends back behind you, bend the knee, let the heel drop over to the right, open the hip the other way, one more breath, and then release that foot back to your down dog, come forward to your plank, chaturanga, release to your up dog, remember you can do that from your knees too. And then to your down dog. Lift up, push back, and hold. So just coming back into your down dog one more time. Push back into those heels, lift that tailbone up. Stretch through the calves, the back of the body, one more breath. And then to your knees, feet together, and then sit back into your child's pose. So sitting back onto those heels, knees are apart. Wherever it's comfy, you come together and the arms are reaching long and forward. From here, walk the hands together as close as you can get them. If you can get the thumbs to touch, great. The arms are still nice and long and extended. Now just getting another little more stretch through the shoulders, through the arms. If you can't get the thumbs to touch, no problem. Just try to take them a little bit different than that shoulder width apart place. Just to feel a little bit different stretch. And then from here, slowly slide one hand back, then the other. With a really slowly roll that head up because that head's been down. We want a little bit of blood flow to come up nice and slow. And bring ourselves all the way up. All right, and then from here, we're going to turn ourselves over. Come into a quick boat pose. So coming onto your bottom, and got lots of ways to get into your boat. If you need an assisted boat and you need some help, you can take the hands to the shins. You can take the hands to the hamstrings. You're going to lean back, lift those legs, but wherever you are, we're going to squeeze those inner thighs together. We're coming into a V shape from the hips to the knees to the upper body. The V is we're leaning back and reaching long with those arms forward. And then two, if you can here, extend those legs. All right, and if you need to assist in that leg, you can take those the calves, the bottom of the calves, and extend those legs, draw those shoulders back and down. Do what works for you. Again, if you need another assisted boat, you can take the hands and can release as you can. You can go wherever works. Take a couple more breaths. Lift up through the top of the head, lift through the toes. One more breath. And then let's take those legs down and roll back all the way onto our backside. Taking it back. Take those arms out overhead. Reach, point, and stretch. Ooh. All right, now feeling a stretch through that belly. Breathe. Point the toes, reach, reach, reach. Alrighty, and then we bring the arms down by your side. Bring that right knee in. And grab a hold below the knee. Hug that leg in. Stretch that hip flexor a little bit more. And then just release. So left leg comes in. And then from here, both legs in. Take the knees in circles, one direction. And then the other way. All right, releasing that low back, whatever it's going to take. And then as we are ready, we're going to be making our way into our final posture for Shavasana. The traditional posture is corpse pose with the arms extended by your side, legs extended, palms up. But if this is not comfortable for you, if you have low back issues, you can take a towel or a blanket rolled up underneath the backs of the knees. If you have issues with the neck, you can get a pillow or use that towel or that blanket to help prop that head. And if you're ultimately not comfortable in any of those places, finds in place, you can just close your eyes and just take the next few minutes just to deepen that breath and deepen that relaxation. Keep your eyes closed and continue to breathe. slowly bringing some awareness back into that body. You can move those fingers, those toes, those arms, those legs, hands, feet even. Move that head, circle side to side. Whatever's going to bring a little bit of movement and blood flow back in the body, and also a little bit of thought to that mind to make it happen. Whenever you're ready, rolling over onto your side of your choice. Anyone who's pregnant should go left. Everybody else just choose a side. Remain here for a moment. Without memory, there is no culture. Without memory, there would be no civilization, no society, no future. Without memory, there is no culture. Without memory, there would be no civilization, no society, no future. And that is a quote from Elie Wiesel. When you're ready, use that outside arm, push yourself back up into your seated position, back where we began our practice. And as we move into this Memorial Day weekend, remembering those that have made things possible for us, our ancestors, as well as everyone who's still surrounding us. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful long weekend. Thanks so much for joining me today. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. If you want to unmute and say hi, that would be great. And I think my AirPods are going to die, so I will find you guys.